Assistant Public Defender Sandra White as standby counsel.
Thank you.
So, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. One moment, please. All right, we're here for a final settlement conference today. And where are we with this matter, please?
Your Honor, I believe that we were previously ready to proceed actually directly to jury selection, but I think that it may have been set for final settlement. Mr. Martin had some other matters in some other courts, and I don't know if he missed a date or something in there that had it set.
I'm not sure how I got put on for final settlement conference. It was supposed to go direct.
First, this hearing seems like any other, routine, calm, and procedural. But that illusion vanishes almost immediately. Eric Martin isn't here to play by the rules of the court. No, he's here to school everyone on what he calls fraudulent presumptions and canon law. You can feel the atmosphere shift the second he opens his mouth. Instead of simply answering questions, he launches into a rambling lecture full of made-up legal theories, like he's hosting a TED Talk on nonsense. It's the classic sovereign citizen performance. Confident, loud, and completely disconnected.
Here, Mr. Martin, you're still requesting a jury trial in this matter, sir?
Yep.
All right. We already have it scheduled for jury selection on August 9th at 8:30 a.m.
The new I'm going to say is I'm going to demand appointment of counsel, even though I know you already had him in standby. I always was refusing him, but since it's being fraudulently assumed I'm the defendant anyways, along with all the other fraudulent presumptions, I'm going to go ahead and take the lawyer. But again, I'm not agreeing to no fraudulent presumptions that may normally attach to that, such as I'm a defendant, I'm a ward of the court, etc., etc. I can go on and on, but under canon law 3228, for example, and etc. But so yeah, I want to make that clear on that. And also there's
striking, though, is how composed the judge stays. While Martin tosses around buzzwords like fraud, defendant, and constitutional rights, she doesn't flinch. That calmness against his chaos is what makes this scene so compelling. You can hear the restraint in her tone as she gently reminds him, this isn't YouTube or TikTok. This is an actual courtroom, run by actual laws, not a playground for internet conspiracy.
Demands to dismiss I made that haven't been ruled on yet. They should, because they're, pre-trial, there's matters of law, so they should be ruled on before trial.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I wasn't trying to interrupt, but I just wanted to thank Mr. Martin for that update and to say that his counsel, he's now requesting, if the court chooses to appoint them formally to this case, will be probably happy to assist with all those things, because we have to do jury selection, instructions, and I was going to ask how I needed to.
With respect to any pretrial matters, this court did make a ruling on the record, and I have a written, I wrote it down in my notes here as to each ruling I made on each of the issues. So that has been addressed. If you are expecting counsel to be appointed, sir, at this point in time, then I will do that. And after that point, you will no longer be able to speak on your own behalf. You understand that?
No, I do not understand. I do not agree with that. That is totally violation of my due process rights. I object to that. Regardless of what the counsel may say, I still have the constitutional right to say what I want to say. It's a First Amendment right. So if you're going to say I must accept...
It's a curveball. Out of nowhere, Martin changes his approach and says he does want a lawyer, but with conditions. He'll only accept counsel, he says, if it doesn't involve any fraudulent presumptions. It's absurd. He wants the perks of the system while pretending he's not bound by it. That's like saying, I don't believe in gravity, but hand me a parachute just in case. The irony is unreal. He refuses to be called a defendant, while literally standing in the courtroom he claims has no authority.
In order, it must violate, with the condition that I must violate my own constitutional right to speak when I want to, and I have a right to speak, then I'm not accepting it. But so what's it going to be? Are you going to tell me? Are you still going to stick with that, or what?
I was very clear on what I said.
Okay, well, I'm going to forget. Then I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to change my mind on that. Then if I'm going to violate my own constitutional right to speak,
all right.
Then,
as you go through the jury selection process, in any of these processes, you will be held to the same standard as any other attorney in a case, because that is what the law and the court rules require. So if you're in violation of those rules, sir, then what is going to happen is you will be held in contempt of court like any other individual would if you are not, in fact, following the rules of court. Do you understand, sir?
Objection. That violates the Supreme Court case law. I can't think of the name of it right now. But I have read it before years ago that non-official attorneys are not to be held to the same standards as attorneys.
That is not the law, again, and I have told you what is going to happen. So I will see you here on August 9th at 8:30 a.m.
Credit. The judge tries one more time to explain things clearly. She tells him that if he insists on representing himself, he'll still be held to the same standards as any attorney. That's when he snaps. Objection. That violates Supreme Court case law, he shouts, without even remembering which case he's talking about. It's the perfect picture of misplaced confidence. All volume, no substance. The judge doesn't take the bait. She simply replies, "That is not the law," and moves on. No theatrics, no back and forth.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Your name.
Tariq Samar Tariq Ade.
Okay. All right. What are we doing in this case?
I'm still waiting for the hearing for the jurisdiction hearing. I put in the
For what?
jurisdiction hearing. Put in a motion for a dismissal for lack of jurisdiction.
When did you put that motion in?
It's been, I'm not sure when it was
Did you
filed.
file a written motion?
Yes. I didn't get a receipt or anything. They said they filed it and or at some time. I never.
Have the people received a copy of a motion regarding jurisdiction?
No, in May, the last time a different prosecutor and Your Honor and everybody else was here, there was conversation on the record about the defendant having filed a motion. We're still waiting for the defendant.
Competency. I don't have a competency report.
There's a quote we'd like to quote, Your Honor, in our files. And the quote is about how we will not be addressing this until the competency report is back.
Thank you.
And it would have to go through his counsel.
And the other thing, so that you...
Hearing wraps up. Martin is still muttering objections under his breath while the judge ends things with a firm, controlled, "See you at trial." It's the perfect mic drop moment. Calm reason outlasting loud ignorance. But before the dust even settles, the next case begins, and it's another sovereign citizen. This time it's Tar Samar, who starts rambling about jurisdiction and birth certificates. The judge reveals he even tried to write a check on the back of his birth certificate. Yet,
give you an opportunity to look at it, because I don't know what to make of it. He sent something to the court and attempted to draw a check on the back of a birth certificate, and then some notice of adequate assurance for performance and settlement. So we will give counsel an opportunity to look at that. I will adjourn this matter out for competency. I was giving what date? October
20th.
They said that the competency hearing was on the 25th. I wasn't given any other information after that.
Say it again.
And I tried to ask him at the last hearing, it would be coming in the mail.
And October 24th, 2024, 9 a.m. If we get a report prior to then I'll move the date up.
Thank you.
Thank you. Counsel, we will let you look at that. Maybe we can, what we'll do is we'll just make copies of it.
Thank you.
Send it to you. For cause case.
living example of how deep this misinformation rabbit hole goes. These people genuinely believe their birth certificates are government-held financial bonds. It would almost be funny if it weren't so sad. Through it all, the judge remains unshaken. No yelling, no frustration, just steady control in the middle of chaos. In a courtroom where conspiracy meets reality, her calm composure is the real show of strength. She doesn't argue with nonsense. She simply rises above it.